They grow this extra outer layer of skin that's easy to peel off at the end of a long work day. My brother Chris and I worked for him for one summer, and neither of us was ready for any of these. Days turned into 10-hour heat waves on the horizon, nights were quick and fleeting as a mirage, and we passed on our breaks while playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I was 16, don't judge me. He asked what my favorite card is, and I told him it's the basic monster card, because it does the real work, right? And yet, my brother and my father admire these cards too, but my father, he sees something different here. My father admires their sacrifice. My father admires how they are chess pieces, something that are nothing more than stepping stones so that stronger creatures, kings, gods can be summoned to this battlefield. He sees nobility in this. He sees heroism in this. And I wonder what heroism lives in transmission fluid and industrial-sized tanks of antifreeze. These pool waters of Satan, these mists, and these liquids sting my sensibilities and have me choking on every word I've ever spit, every application I've ever completed, every medley I've ever finished, got me blind and trying to wipe my reflection off a chrome finish, got me shivering in my own bed. With a stuffy nose, broken hands, and 2 eyes that won't close for fear what they may do in the dark, is there really heroism in this? There was that ideal where they leave dangling on the battlefield so that as foot soldiers don't forget what the vessels were fighting for. Politicians can't look at it like that. Without his trucking and his business, his family and a lot of others wouldn't be able to eat. It might not be glamorous, but it's necessary, and yeah. Maybe he's right. Maybe I feel like I've outgrown shadow. Maybe I feel like I'm too good to be anything like him. That I was the first in my family to hustle my way to a college degree, and all of a sudden I'm too good to inherit my father's legacy, a million generations of truckers. Mechanics, stock boys, farmhands, day laborers, infantry, slaves, and sacrifices. So I suck it up. Last 2 more months, and my last day I say, I've been thinking, Pop. I think the reason that we have to sacrifice small monsters or summon big ones is that if we didn't, all those collector cards would rise up against their dealers in a heartbeat. So instead, we told them to ante up and hope for the best. We told them to stomp on one another on the way to their own goals, fight to become royalty, but most likely die on the way there. Sacrifice without ever realizing that their kingdom is built on our ancestors' bones and that we are the instruments of our own defeat. Dad, I never forgot what you sacrificed for me. Thank you for giving me dragons and spell books. My father bursts out laughing and goes back to his work. Thank you. So as a poet, you encounter a lot of cliche. You know, roses are red, violets are blue. I wrote that previous poem because lots and lots and lots and lots of poets write about their mother. Very few, in my experience, write about their dads, especially in a positive light. And so what I kind of aim to do as an artist is kind of buck those stereotypes about what a poet is. Don't wear a beret, hats don't fit on my head anyway. Drums make my head hurt, like those kinds of things. And it's really funny that I bring all that up because this next poem is a love poem, which is something that, once again, big cliche, every poet ever writes tons and tons of love poems, shall compare you to a summer's day, all that good stuff. But I wrote this love poem about jazz music. And it's funny I bring it up. When you think jazz club, you think cool shades, which once again, I can't wear sunglasses. Bongo drums, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, no, I just want to write this love poem and make it about jazz and maybe an earthquake. And so, this next poem is called 52nd Street. If I can remember it, which I totally can, but I need you guys' energy. I know you're quiet during the last poem. We're up here, we feed off of your energy. So make some noise, snap, clap, do what you got to do, so that we know that Library up here is worth this 4 minutes. So Davis places a quarter into the meter. Doesn't say anything. Walks to this corner and watches the sunset, the ocean of light, receding to a beach the color of graves, and saves his voice for a woman that he knows for a fact to be waiting there even though he has never seen her before. Hello. Echoes through the air like a lighthouse beacon through fog, and Belle says nothing. She's waiting on a man she does not even know to look her way and say, love, did you know that a fault line lies beneath New York City? But she answers correctly. As she's never really sure what she'll do with random questions about geology, she'll notice him there, like echoes in the earth attributed to her tectonic skin, her brow and her mouth, moving like mountains. Davis is only a player in the most literal sense. Never one for big band, just steel strings in hand and her, his muse, hallowed heartbeat of a heart thumping to the rhythm of black and root ruckus, prayers to gods of memory loss and escape and fate. That's on Davis, miles away from himself. Kind of blue or kind of silent. Tonight, he has a million sacrifices to sound waves, not knowing love's true name. He's a game. Gambling like the Lord's coming tomorrow, so we must sin well tonight. Belle begins dancing, moving like she does not know what year it is or what block she is on or who she is waiting for. He moves his hand up and down the neck of the instrument like a lover returned from war as his case lies as discarded as last night's mistakes. On the sidewalk, he holds it firm, praying tonight as the night upright bass becomes a love poem, thinking, man, if looks could kill, you would be the Manhattan Project. And he'd be the last survivor, and she'd be the last thing he'd be left alive for as he plucks strings like a puppeteer as she dances like a liquid Pinocchio, only wanting to lie with him as the quake hits crescendo and the notes become notes, stripped of papyrus poems etched out in court saying, you are the rhythm playing inside of me, and I lose this beat enough without throwing it away. This body is sheet music, and you sight read me flawlessly. Portland does not get arrested that night. He does not get too many parking tickets and does not lose his car or his jazz spot, and he gives the lovers a place to go at the end of the midnight poetry across the street. She falls backwards into him like a suicide. His hands move up and down her neck, his instrument, his lover, his instrument, his lover. This city lies discarded. 52nd Street is a deck of cards waiting to be picked up. All this jazz. What's a handful of clubs to a royal flush? Love, Davis says. Did you know that a fault line lies in New York City? Under 125th, she says back. And he takes her by the hand and by the memory. He takes her to the spot and says, you see, it took God 6 days to create the earth. In the 7th, I have reopened it just for you. Thank you.